What's up, guys? This is Sid with svtperformance.com, and we're in our PowerBoost 2021 F-150. We're going to go take a little drive, and we're just going to talk about some of the features on this thing and who I think the actual customer for this truck really is. So first thing we need to do is get the shifter to pop up. And since we're off-road a little bit, let's go ahead and put it into, let's go for deep snow and sand mode. So it's going to put it in the four-wheel drive. We're in four-wheel high. It locked the rear differential. This is not exactly a super rough trail or anything. Just a nice nature preserve area we have here locally. Let's go for a little ride. Check it out. Haven't been back here in quite a while, and I do not remember where anything goes, so we're just going to go for a ride. Might have to end up turning around somewhere. But first thing, I've got to spend some time in this truck. And I know a lot of guys who are shopping the PowerBoost with the hybrid drive system. This is the full PowerBoost version, by the way. It has the 7.2 kilowatt onboard generator, which is fantastic, and we'll be talking about more of that later. And also, this video is part of a whole series of videos. I'll put a link in the description below to all the various other videos we've done. It's all part of a playlist, and we have a huge article up on svtperformance.com if you guys are interested in checking that out. And that's where all the information we really have on this. And if you have any questions, please post them there. I'm not going to check the YouTube comments section. That stuff just goes crazy. If you have a question about this truck and want my opinion on it, head over to svtperformance.com. The link's in the description below. Ask it in our article thread. Even we'll do our best to answer it there. That being said, on a trip, I was getting a consistent 21.5 miles per gallon out of this truck. Around town, you'll get infinite miles per gallon conceivably, because it will run in hybrid mode in a very limited fashion. If you're doing less than, say, 45 miles an hour or less, it will kick in the hybrid mode and you'll run on full electric, but only for a few minutes at a time. If you're doing like 10, 15, 20 miles an hour driving through a neighborhood or something, it'll do it for a couple miles. But then it's going to kick the motor back on and charge the battery back up. So it's a very, very mild hybrid. It's not going to run for, say, 50 miles in full electric mode and then kick the gas motor on, sort of like a Chevy Volt would have. What you're mostly getting with this thing, at least in my opinion, is the generator mode, which works great. We tested it with a bunch of stuff. As far as the rest of the truck, it's an F-150. It's a 2021 F-150. It's got all the great 2021 F-150 features. You get this nice center stack, your big display here in the center, and the full digital dash, which is really nice. I'm not sure if this model has the full lay down seats. I did lay the seats down in it, and it's quite comfortable, which is important to a person like me because I do a lot of traveling and I hate hotels. I mean, you can't give away a used mattress, but you'll spend $100 a night to sleep on one that 10,000 other people have slept on. I'm not a huge fan of hotels, so a lot of times if I'm just traveling to get somewhere, I will pull over and take a nap in the car and keep on trucking, because I'm just creeped out by filthy hotels. So that brings me to another great feature about this truck, and it's really, I think, defines who should buy or who would buy and get the most out of the PowerBoost feature, and that is someone with a camper. And I'm not talking like a toy hauler or something like that. I'm talking just a regular tow-behind camper. And why would this truck be so great about that? You can power your air conditioning off this truck. And we do a lot of traveling. We have a Class A motorhome that we'll take to races and things like that. And it has an onboard diesel generator. But a lot of these guys are running around with just a regular tag-along camper or something. You're not going to take that without having a generator or something like it to a track in Florida and spend any significant time, because it's going to be a sweat box inside that thing. With this, you could fully power that. I ran 2 ACs off of it. I've charged a Mach-E at the drag strip off this truck. So if you have some remote power needs, this thing would be the ticket. Also, live at the beach. What do we have at the beach? Hurricanes. I could see a lot of guys, instead of having a built-in home generator or just even a standby generator, have this truck. You can plug this thing into your house and fully power your house. In fact, Ford did that in Texas when they had the big power outage back there in the winter, early spring. with the snow and ice storms they had there. Ford sent a bunch of these trucks down there to help the Texans out. That is who I would see buying this. Someone who would either want it as a standby generator for their house but still want all the truck features and everything, and especially people who tow a camper and want to do more dry camping yet remain comfortable. That's why I would buy this if I had just a tag-along camper, because honestly there's nothing better than waking up at the track, and they don't always have hookups, so you got to be willing to do some dry camping, and this would make it much more comfortable. As far as the rest of the truck goes, it's great. It's F-150. It's everything you've come to expect about it. This particular model is just a four-wheel drive Lariat, so we're on this little dirt road. Of course, it's not going to have any problems with that. It's in off-road mode, which puts it in four-wheel high, as well as locks the rear. It doesn't need it. You could go up this in two-wheel drive with open differential and everything, and street tires, and in a Ford Fiesta. It would have no problem out here. But like all just run-of-the-mill F-150s, it's not super comfortable in this type of driving. It sort of has like a quasi suspension on it, so it's fairly comfortable on the road, but it feels darty off-road, where you've got some little ripples and ruts and stuff in this graded dirt road, whereas say a Raptor would just eke this up, or even a say Tremor Ranger, which I'm really looking forward to driving. Those are much more adept at this, but this is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and there's nothing really to complain about. It is what it is. There has to be compromises somewhere, and for that better on-road driving experience, especially in the steering and everything, you can't complain. You really can't. It's adept at what it's doing here. The tires are Goodyears, they're decent. But really, you would be buying this truck to transport your family in the huge back seat we have and tow. You can really do it all with this. This truck is no compromises, and that's what I honestly think is the best feature about the PowerBoost option on the F-150. It doesn't take anything away from the performance of the truck. It's actually the most powerful version of the F-150. Now, we laid down over 500 pound-feet of torque to the wheels on Pro Dyno's chassis dyno with this thing, so it is an absolute towing monster. And actually, I'm trying to think, the actual numbers we put down were 370 horsepower and 518 pound-feet of torque. Now just compare that. This is 2021. 20 years ago, 2001, we had a 7.3 power stroke that in its highest power form, which is a 6-speed manual at the time, made 275 horsepower and 525 pound-feet of torque. This thing's putting almost that much torque to the wheels. That's a lot to be said out of a 3.5 liter EcoBoost, and man, does it ever perform. It runs great, it's fast, it could use a tune, everything could use a tune. We all know how that is. But you don't give up any of that to get the onboard generator and all those power capabilities, plus the ability to run silently down a neighborhood on full electric mode. It takes 87 octane. There's only thing you really give up with all those added benefits is you're adding complexity, and that's just the fact of life. You know, what are you going to do? If you want more stuff, you're going to have more stuff and more complexity. That's just the way it is, you know. Otherwise, go buy you a bull-nosed Bronco with a 4-speed and a carburetor, which would be awesome. I would love to have that. If anybody has one laying around they want to donate, just let me know. But this thing, it just works. I did not think I was going to like it nearly as much as I do, and that seems to be a theme with a lot of electrified vehicles. You know, this is not full electric, but it does sort of make me look forward to the full electric F-150, which I will not call by its name because this is SVT performance. But I look forward to it. This thing performs well. I expect it to be even better than this because I have got to spend some time in the Mach-E, and we'll be releasing that feature in the very near future. And if they include that kind of technology that's in that car into the new electric F-150 without losing the capabilities that this truck has, Ford's gonna have a winner. They just are. This truck right now is great. The only complaints we covered in another video. If you guys want to check that out, like I said, I've got a link in the description below to the full playlist. But I really can't complain very much about this truck. There's just so much to love. The technology features are great. Let's see if it lets me turn. See, this is one thing that drives me nuts on these non-Raptor F-150s. You can't run the front camera unless you're going really slow. Yeah, for my safety on this dirt road in the middle of nowhere that doesn't even show up on the map, I can't use the camera until now. Nope, not yet. Come on, turn it on. There we go. If I'm doing 5 miles an hour, I can use the front camera. And look at that, that thing's great. Ford should put an SD card slot so you can actually record this and then make it so you can go faster than 5 miles an hour. But that's pretty much it, guys. This truck has been great. I've enjoyed my time with it. I look forward to getting a little bit more seat time in some different versions of the F-150. But for any of you guys who are on the fence about the PowerBoost version, this thing is nice. Like I said, you're not giving up anything. Woo! Turbos kick in and it goes. That's one of the things about that high output EcoBoost. Man, when those turbos spool, it pulls. But this thing, a lot of fun. So I think that's going to be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I can't wait to get in the next Ford, which will be getting in the next day or two. So please subscribe to the channel. Head over to svtperformance.com for all the latest news, reviews, and information on your favorite Ford powered vehicles. And like I said earlier, if you have any questions, head over there and feel free to ask. We'll do our best to answer it. And see you next time. Thanks.